Welcome at the Knowledge Clip research question. This clip will be about formulating a good research question. In the previous clip, we learned about how to formulate a problem statement or how a problem statement is formulated in a scientific article. From that problem statement, we need to get to a way to generate the new knowledge that we need. For that, we need a research question. So the knowledge that we really want to generate is formulated as a question, and that forms then the research question. So basically, the research question is a specific articulation of the need for new knowledge and insights. The problem statement that we talked about before is very general usually. However, the research question is more specific and more detailed. When formulating a research question, we need to know what components should be in this research question. So first, you want to address which target population or which patient group you're going to research, and specifically the characteristics about that patient group. For example, what disease do the people have? Are they male or female? So that's one component of the research question. Next, you often want to mention the measurement instrument that you're going to use. What are you going to use to obtain the results? And more importantly, you need to specifically mention the outcome measure. What is it you're going to determine in your research? And then depending on your research design, you will want to describe or mention the intervention. What is the new treatment, for example, that you want to research? And are you going to compare it to the care as usual, to the treatment that's commonly used for this disease? This is called the gold standard. These last two components of the research question are not always in your research question. It depends on your study design. So when formulating a research question, you need to think about some things to do and not to do. First of all, it should not be a question that can be answered with yes or no. Often, appropriate words to start your research question with are what, or to what extent, or perhaps which. Research questions should not be too broad. So there should not be multiple answers to your research question or large options of answers. But it should also not be too specific. For example, that only one number is going to be the answer to the research question. And of course, that the question should be a question that has not already been studied. It should still be a question, because researching something that's already known does not make sense. These are two examples of research questions. The first one, for example, what influence does smoking have on the development of cardiovascular disease in women? The target population is very well described. It's about women who have cardiovascular disease. It's about the effect of smoking, specifically smoking, and not, for example, weight increase. And we're talking about the outcome measure, the development of cardiovascular disease. A second example of a research question is, what role does technology play in the daily work of physical therapists? Note that this is a more broad research question, and this is probably going to be studied with a different research design. So depending on what research design you have, you'll have a more specific or more broad research question. The different research designs will be addressed in the next knowledge clip. Sometimes in scientific articles, a research question is replaced by an aim or an objective. So then you don't read the term research question, but you'll read the aim of this study is to investigate, or the goal is, or the objective of this study is. So an example of such an aim could be, for example, in this context, the aim of this study is to map the relationship between gender and the research skills test grade. So the important thing to remember from this knowledge clip is that it's very important to formulate a concise research question. Without a good research question, you will not be able to perform good research. As Einstein already said, if you want to choose where to spend your time on, you should spend your time on formulating a good research question and then only doing research after that. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next knowledge clip about the different research designs.